There's a development regarding the suspects behind this week's massacre in Southern California. U.S. media is reporting that one of the shooters pledged allegiance to Islamic State on Facebook. On Wednesday, she and her husband shot dead 14 people and injured 21 others at a community centre. Gaine Chichikan brings us the latest.
Well, law enforcement sources have told several news organizations that the female shooter in the San Bernardino massacre, Tashfeen Malik, pledged allegiance to ISIL leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi in a Facebook post. The sources said the post appeared just before the attack. The shooter reportedly posted under a different name. Now, officials are working to confirm this. This has not been confirmed just yet. If confirmed, this could be a game changer in the investigation. Investigators are trying to determine whether Malik radicalized her husband. The husband's co-worker said he had been different ever since he returned from meeting her in Saudi Arabia. Now, the question on many people's minds is, of course, what happened in the minds of those who decided to go kill some innocent people. But what the authorities do know at this point, and what is clear to everyone, is that this was not a spur of the moment attack. The attack was clearly planned. Police found a mini bomb lab at the shooter's home. Here's what else they had. So what we are learning: 2 assault rifles, 2 guns, a huge stash of bullets in the car. Obviously, as I mentioned, extensive arsenal found at home, 4,500 rounds of ammunition, over a dozen homemade pipe bombs. Now, so if the wife's Facebook post pledging allegiance to ISIL is confirmed, so this would be an ISIL-inspired attack. And officials, of course, are now looking into whether there could be any physical link between this couple and the terrorist organization, whether ISIL could have in any way contributed to planning this attack. All of this is not clear. Authorities are still looking into.
Gaine Chichikan reporting. Well, the suggestion that Wednesday's shootings could have been inspired by ISIL highlights the frightening similarities with the recent attacks in France, which, as ISIL claimed, had been their doing. Just like the assault in the Bataclan Theatre in Paris, the attackers in San Bernardino did not work alone. There were multiple casualties, with victims targeted randomly. Large venues were targeted. Authorities say both attacks were pre-planned and coordinated. In all cases, the killers were well equipped and heavily armed. There were multiple attacks in Paris, and the amount of weapons found in California suggests other attacks were being planned there too. And at least one of the killers had recently traveled to the Middle East. American authorities are still holding back from linking the shooting with terrorism. ISIL has not claimed any connection to the killings, although it has been threatening the U.S. A number of weeks ago, Islamic State released a video threatening attacks on U.S. soil in the aftermath of the Paris atrocities. And earlier this year, the group claimed it had over 70 affiliates in 15 U.S. states ready to attack on command. California was mentioned among them. The president of the European Centre for Information Policy and Security told me that Wednesday's massacre bears terrorist hallmarks.
One can see very clearly that the hallmarks here is terrorism related. The fingerprint is there. The risk of this being much deeper, of course, is definitely there. I think we have to pay attention, and what the US have to pay attention at this point in time is what is going to complications it's going to have. And they're holding back whether to say, well, this was an ISIL involvement. But the danger here is holding back the information could spark other incidences, and they have to pay attention to this immediately.